F. F is for father, faith, family. When I reflect upon you, Dad, and what F represents as father in celebration of Father's Day, I can't help but remember and think about the two very poignant and particular matters of faith and family. Constantly throughout our lives, and especially through my life as I reflect, you've been a great example and a role model of faith and about support and love for family in all situations, both the good and the bad and everything in between, faith and family. So when I think of father, I think of faith and family.
A is for amazing. You are the most amazing dad that any of us could have ever asked for. You have always been there for us, whether it's at sport games or the blessing of our children, or just in our everyday lives to just show us how much we mean to you and how much you love us. We couldn't ask for a more amazing dad, and we're so grateful that you are still here today to show us just how amazing you are. Love you.
T is for teacher. Not only has that been your career, but you have always been a wonderful teacher through your example, in the way that you love and serve others, and just in finding those little moments to help us figure things out about life, showing us how to do things, and just always being there and present. And then T is also for testimony, that you have also been a wonderful example of, and very passionate in your love for the gospel and the Savior.
My letter is H, and H stands for hero. Dad, you are a hero to all of us in so many ways. For me personally, you're my hero for knowing what to do as a dad and as a follower of the Savior. You have always taught me how to give good service, how to use my priesthood, how to just be a good dad, you know. You're a hero in saving us from many problems and catastrophes with, you know, I want to say dad stuff, housework, not really housework, fixing stuff, you know, cars and fixing problems with the house. You were very knowledgeable in that, and you have helped me out and others out at a lot of times. And you're our hero because of all you've been through. You've been through so much, and you just keep going for the family, for us. And for that reason, you are a hero to all of us. We love you.
So my letter is E, and I'm going to use that for exhausted. Just kidding. No, E is for encouraging. You are someone who goes out of their way to encourage everyone in what they're doing, especially if you think it is something that is a good, endearing thing for them.
R in Father stands for righteous, and Dad, you have been anything and everything about righteousness, and you have taught our family to believe and really trust in God and serve Him, and because of that, you have been the best example of righteousness that we have known.
Father to me is the fixer of all things, and Dad, you can really fix everything. We come to you for our problems if something breaks. We came to you in school if we needed help on homework. But even now, we come to you with questions that we have about the important things in life, insurances and cars and houses and all of that. But more than that, you're the glue to the family. You made our family work, and you always fixed us up, made us ready to go. Remember, whenever a trip was happening or we were fighting in the car, you would stop, you'd pull over, and we'd go on some type of adventure. You'd get us all to climb a rock, or at the house, you'd get us all to go out in the backyard, to watch a meteor shower at night, or to jump on the tramp. You always found a way to make things fun, and it just fixed the problem that we were facing or the contention that was happening. And I feel like that's just a superpower that you have as a dad, to fix physical things, and to fix up the family.
My definition of father is in a poem that I wrote. So this is what it means to me. F is for the faith you always show. A is for the arms that never let go. T is for the time you freely give. H is for the heart that helps us live. E is for the endless love you share. R is for the roots that show you care. More than just a word, it's who you are, our guiding light, our northern star. On Father's Day, we honor you true for all you've done and all you do.
I love Grandpa because why? I love playing games with him and hugging with him.
I love Grandpa
I love Grandpa
because...
because
Why do you love Grandpa?
because Grandpa, I'm blessing.
Did Grandpa give you a blessing? Because he loves you?
Because Mom loves me.
Something that I've always loved about Grandpa is his resilience and stuff. Like as long as I can remember, there's always so many hard things going on, and even like when everything doesn't really seem to work, Grandpa's always been going with the things that he loves, and he's still doing stuff. And I always thought that was so cool how he could just keep going despite everything. I love you, Grandpa.
I love Grandpa because he built a cool castle in his backyard. Grandpa, I love how you tick when sometimes when I'm on the couch and I like how you tickle me and it makes me laugh. And when we drive and we're going somewhere and we get to your house, I like how you smile and say hi, and I like you hug. And that's how I love you, Grandpa.
Wow!
You think I love Grandpa? Yeah. I love Grandpa because he loves us and he works so hard for us. I love Grandpa because he helped make this for us. I love Grandpa because he hugs me and I play video games with him. I love Grandpa. I love Grandpa Wayman because he plays and reads with me.
Say, I love you, Grandpa.
Love you, Grandpa.
Yay. Now give him a hug and a kiss. Mwah. I love you, Grandpa.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. Difficult question to answer, but thinking back as to a favorite memory from all the things that we've shared and we've experienced over the years, over life. It is a bit of a challenge to think back as to just really, one memory that really stands out, because there's so many. Just really so many. But one that surprisingly really does stand out for me. It's a small one, but it's one that I feel has a huge difference and has made a huge difference in life, one that will be cherished for years to come. It's a memory that you don't often recall or think about until later in life, when your eyes are opened and you finally realize what's going on and what's being said. But the memory I wanted to share, just looking back, is kind of a two-part memory, but really it was, I remember growing up in Ephraim and how we were not I know I especially was not the most gracious or willing to always buy in and to be part of morning family scripture. However, looking back now, and as I've grown, I've seen the great importance that played in my life and now in my family's life, in learning more of the gospel, learning more of Christ. And now as a father myself, as I look back on that, I see the love, the desire and the passion, and what I would call the Heavenly Father exemplariness that was shown by you during that time. Which I can only say thank you for. That's just a treasured memory. And that connects to the other deep one that comes to my mind. Not so much of what we did, more so of the feeling that we got in doing it. And looking back on it now, and that it just happens. But there were the times that during the big snowstorms, you'd come and get me up early, and we'd go out and we'd shovel walks and we'd shovel driveways of a lot of the elderly individuals that lived around us, and just the walkways. It was something that made a big difference. And I look back now, and I don't really ever recall being all that cold afterwards when we did that. And that was something that I know when we did it out of service. And looking back now, I know that was a service that was done out of love. So thank you for those two poignant memories, and thank you for so many others. There's not time enough to share all of the memories around growing up, the outings, the camping trips we've had, football games, basketball games, everything else in between. I mean, there's so many things just to share memories about. But ultimately, the things that I have those memories on are things where faith and family were always focused in, which have been, in my mind and my reflection, have been two things that you have always been committed to and always shown a love and a passion for, is your faith and the family. And those are two things that I hope to be able to do so for as well. So thank you. Thank you for those treasured and wonderful memories, Dad, and happy Father's Day. Love you.
Hi Gerald, happy Father's Day. So one of my favorite memories, it's very special, is shortly after we had Jordan, we brought him to Manti, and we spent time with Grandpa Wayman and you and Justin and Jordan. We were able to take that generational photo, and I think that's just so special that we have that and that we have been able to capture that moment. I also wanted to share that one of my favorite memories personally
with you is being partners in hand and foot, and we just totally spanked everybody that time. I always appreciate how much you love your family and the kids, and how much you are always just so gracious and kind to say hello and to notice everyone. I hope you have a great Father's Day. I love you, and we'll see you soon.
One of my most favorite memories was when I was able to tell you in person that I would be your donor for your kidney. It probably went months into not months, probably, well, maybe like 2 months. I don't know. It was a while trying to get everything in place to make sure, because I really wanted to tell you in person. And when it didn't work, or we weren't going to get the results in time, when I needed to get back to Wisconsin, and you were able to drive out with me, that was so special. I remember feeling like a kind of like a little, I don't know, whiny, that I was like, Dad, I really need help driving back to Wisconsin with my kids, because I had driven out there by myself. And anyways, and then we were like, we'll fly you home and just come spend like a few days with us or something. And I still remember I got the call when I was at the dentist's office with Carson, and I remember just falling on the floor crying in front of the receptionist. And everybody was so worried about me. And anyways, and I remember I bought a kidney. Like, remember that stuffed kidney? Yeah, I bought that stuffed kidney because I was like, just in case, I'm gonna have this stuffed kidney.
She might have been more excited about it than you.
It was so good. And I remember you were being so funny because you're like, you thought I was pregnant. You're like, why am I gonna open the box? Why am I gonna? It was really hard to like contain, because that at that point we're like, oh, we need to like make sure Mom's on the phone. But then I was like, well, then we probably need to make sure my siblings are on the phone call. And anyways, I remember that like when I got home from the dentist office and talking to Ray, it became this whole thing of like, okay, how are we going to involve everybody, because now nobody's here and blah blah blah. Anyways, thank goodness for Zoom. What did we use? Zoom.
Something like that.
Anyways,
it was awesome though.
It was such an amazing memory. I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
I get the pleasure of recounting a memory, and for me, my favorite memory, I know we bring up the Oregon trip a lot, and there's a reason for that. A lot of things went wrong, but it turned out to be an amazing trip, and largely because of you. That was where I got to know you.
That was your first trip.
It was my first trip with the family.
Yeah.
I remember getting in that RV, and at one point you had me drive, and I was behind that wheel with that rickety thing, that huge play in the wheel, and I was like, how does he drive this thing? This thing is scary. But you are an undying optimist, and no matter what happened with that trip and that RV,
You can always fix it with duct tape.
and you kept going and trudging us all along and making sure we had a good time.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, you are like that RV. You've blown out a few tires along the way. You've been through hell many times, and
you keep pushing forward.
That RV gave us everything. And
so many good years.
And you just gave everything to make sure this family had a great time, and that's what you've done your whole life. We want to thank you for that. Always giving your all and being the amazing dad that you are.
We love you.
Love you.
I have many favorite memories, but I think one of my favorite memories are just all the times that I got to go on on drives with you and just one-on-one time getting to talk with you about things you were passionate about. And I remember one specific time we went, I was helping you shingle a house somewhere, and in the car you were telling me about how much you love country music and why you love it and all the stories behind it. And at that moment, the song I Loved Her First came on, and that's the first time I remember seeing you cry. And that just really touched me and instilled a love of country music in me.
I've really enjoyed any time that we've been able to go to work on something together, go to Lowe's together, or anything of the sort. And it's been something that really stuck with me anytime that we've spent time together. Just what a man of upstanding respect and patience and love that you are, and how much you understand the worth of everyone around you.
Thank you, Dad.
Hey, Dad. We just wanted to say what we love about you and maybe share a memory or two. First of all, one of my favorite memories, of course, is helping you build the castle in the backyard. That was just a dream come true for me. And it was so fun to see the progress on it every day. I remember we would get up so early in the summer, and I didn't mind at all. I wanted to be out there with you at like 6:30 in the morning, helping put up the walls and putting on the rock and everything. And that has just been one of the greatest gifts that you've given to us as kids, I think. And one of the things I love about you is that you're very interactive as a grandpa. I mean, I could say so many things about you as a dad, but now that we have Everly and I get to see how you interact with her as a grandpa, is just so fun for me. So I love that you're not the guy that's just, off doing his own thing, but you're willing to read to her, to play with her, and do all these things with her. And that just brings me so much happiness. So thank you.
Yeah. I guess I'm just grateful that ever since we met and I've been spending time with your family, that you've just been very welcoming, like immediately. You just loved me because Nate loved me. So it took a lot of the pressure off, and it made it nicer to be there. And you're very patient when I go disc golfing. I've improved a little over the years, but I was pretty bad at first. And you just were always patient and giving me tips and just very kind to let me tag along to some of those activities. It's always been fun. I enjoy it more now, I think, because of it.
We love you.
We love you.
One memory that comes to mind is the first time we went to Lake Powell and you took me out on a jet ski for the first time. It was terrifying. I hated it. You would follow the big boats and go and jump off them as you do, because you're crazy. What is that term? You just look for the excitement. I don't know what the thing is. I hated it, but had I been a little older, it would have been really fun. But since I was, like 5, it was awful, terrifying, but still a good experience.
What I love most about you, Dad, is just how resilient you can be in spending time with family. Even if you're tired or don't have the energy, you always try to come and hang out with us, play disc golf, whatever, and it's a real testament to your strength and your love for family.
My favorite thing about you, Gerald, is that you are always so kind and nice to me and make me feel so loved as your daughter-in-law.
So, among the contenders of my favorite memory, hard to choose one, but among the contending is when you were too blind to see the cards that you threw down on the table. And you said it with such confidence, we almost believed you. But another one was when I was a freshman in high school, and we had the chance to play each other. Little did I know my future wife's father and brother were on the other team. We tied that game, and God did that on purpose because nobody has bragging rights now. Anyways, the story I want to tell, when I got to know Tiffany, she told me about you guys, and she told me about your multiple kidney transplants and failures. And she said, my dad's body is getting weaker and he's slowing down. And so in my head, I just kind of, imagined you as like a frail man. And you know what? I got to know you, and I couldn't be more wrong. I couldn't have been more wrong about that. You're the strongest dude that I've ever met, and I don't know. You cease to amaze me. And anyway, I put you on a pedestal, man. You're Superman to me. But that's all I got. That's what I got to say.
I have so many good memories with you, Dad. I could talk about our daddy-daughter dances that you always came to, even though you hated the choreography. I could talk about the time we got COVID together and me and you were quarantined and we just watched a whole bunch of war movies, or our trip to Hawaii, which was super awesome, and we went swimming with the dolphins. All of those times were super special to me because it was me and you together. But I have this one memory, and it was back when we used to do daddy-daughter dates, and you took me to the laser tag place that used to be in Ephraim, and there was like either a whole bunch of teenage boys or college boys, but you were like egging them on, and you're like, no, me and my daughter can take you. And I think we were the only ones on our team, and we got to go in there first, and you ran to the back, and you're like, hold my hand, you're like, come on, Tiff, and there's this barrel, and you stuck me in the barrel, and you're like, I'm gonna bring them all like around this corner, and when you hear them coming, you just get out of that barrel, you just shoot them all. And then you left for a little bit, and I could hear people shouting, and everyone comes around the corner, it's just a huge lot of them, and I just jump out of the barrel and I'm shooting them. You're like, get up, Tiff, and I think we won the game. We took them all out. But that was just one of my favorite memories of playing laser tag with my dad. I mean, you teamed up and we took everyone down. So that's just the type of guy that you are. You always made things fun, and you always just like rose to the challenge, and I love the way that you raised me and all of the fun, wild memories that I have.
One of my favorite memories of you, Dad, is when I was on the high school basketball team playing in varsity, and you would be running the clock in some of the games, and every time I'd make a basket or break someone's ankles, I'd always look over at you, and you just had the biggest, proudest smile on your face. You'd give me a good thumbs up. Or when I ran past on your side and you'd just kind of say, like, you go, girl, you got this, girl. Like, you were just my #1 supporter, and I am just so glad that you could come to all my games and teach me how to be the best.
Happy Father's Day,
Grandpa Gerald.
Happy Father's Day, we love you. Happy Father's Day, Grandpa, we love you.
Happy Father's Day. We love you.
Happy Father's Day.
Love you.
Happy Father's Day, Grandpa.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. We love you.
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you.